London Fire Brigade is issuing a safety warning ahead of bonfire night for anyone using fireworks to do so with caution. It comes after a fire destroyed part of a shop in Southall earlier this week. It's thought it was caused by a stray firework falling and melting through the roof. Bryony Williams reports.
My kitchen door, we just break it and we see everything.
The devastation a fire can cause.
This is first time in my life, this kind of fire. It's really sad.
A few days ago, 8 fire engines and around 60 firefighters worked into the early hours of the morning to tackle this blaze at a row of shops and flats in Southall. London Fire Brigade believes it was accidental and caused by a stray firework falling and melting through the roof of a storage annex at the rear of the shop.
But when I opened the curtain, oh my God, I'm going to faint. I saw the fire is touching to the sky. Then I phoned to 999. I was speaking so loud, but I'm very grateful. The fire brigade, the police, they did very hard work. So everyone is out. Thank God, everyone is safe.
Well, London Fire Brigade does see an increase in calls, including those related to fireworks, over the period between Diwali, Halloween and Bonfire Night, which is why it's urging people to go to organised displays.
Fireworks can be dangerous. They are an explosive and they can lead to tragic consequences if they hit people or if they land on someone's premises. If people do use fireworks at home, follow the manufacturer's instructions. Please buy them from a reputable licensed seller and make sure they've got a CE mark, and always follow the instructions.
Despite the shocking aftermath of this fire in West London, there were no fatalities, but it could have been a different story, which is why during this particularly busy period for the fire service, the advice is enjoy fireworks, but stay as safe as possible. Bryony Williams, BBC London.
The Metropolitan Police say they're reviewing 9,000 cases of child exploitation as part of a major review into grooming gangs in London. It says significant improvements have been made since 2022 on how Scotland Yard identifies and investigates group-based offending, and that 11,000 frontline officers have been given specialist training. The review will look at cases going back 15 years. Southern and southeastern passengers are being reminded of disruption across part of the network. Network Rail say they're carrying out upgrades to parts of the network which operates out of Charing Cross. Essential engineering works means there's a bus replacement between Tunbridge Wells and Hastings for 9 days. The Bank of England's Chief Financial Officer has been named the most influential black person in the UK. Efu Chai says she's honoured to be recognised on the Black Power list.
Is incredibly humbling, and it's showcasing black talent and showing that we have black leaders excelling in all fields and all industries. I then was recruited to become the Chief Financial Officer of the Bank of England, and at the time Mark Carney was the governor, and he now is of course the Prime Minister of Canada. I'm responsible for the financial oversight of our balance sheet, which was over £1.1 trillion during the pandemic and has now come down to about 870 billion.
As you've been hearing, the Metropolitan Police have taken over the manhunt for a former asylum seeker who was accidentally released from prison. Hadush Kabatu had been living at the Bell Hotel in Epping and was jailed in September. He was freed from Chelmsford Prison on Friday. Siham Ali joins me now. Siham, what is the latest?
Well, yes, Gamal, as you said, there is a manhunt underway in London for an Ethiopian national called Hadush Kibatu, a former asylum seeker who was recently jailed for 12 months for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old young lady and a woman in Epping, Essex. Kibatu was released in error yesterday from HMP Chelmsford, just weeks after being jailed for his crime. Today, we learned that the investigation has been handed over to the Metropolitan Police, who are also working in conjunction with the British Transport Police on this. In footage circulating online, Kibatu is seen in Chelmsford, where he boarded a train at around 12:40 p.m. yesterday. It has since been confirmed he did get off that train at Stratford, hence why the investigation is now being handed over to the Met by Essex Police. Kibatu was living at the Bell Hotel in Epping, a hotel housing asylum seekers. It sparked a string of protests across the country back in July. It went as far as the High Court to ultimately determine whether the hotel should be closed down. Ultimately, it is allowed to keep its doors open. In the last few minutes, the Met Police have sent this plea to Kibatu himself.
I'm also making a direct appeal to Mr. Kibatu himself. We want to locate you in a safe and controlled way. You had already indicated a desire to return to Ethiopia when speaking to immigration staff. The best outcome for you is to make contact directly with us by either calling 999 or reporting yourself to a police station.
Of course, the Metropolitan Police is urging anyone that sees Kibatu or has any information regarding his whereabouts to call 101.
OK, Siham, many thanks indeed. In other news, a teenager who was stabbed on Tuesday afternoon in Wandsworth has died in hospital. Police were called to Lavender Hill, where they found 19-year-old Renaud Perrineau. He died on Friday. His family have paid tribute to him, saying he was loved by many and will be dearly missed. One person has been arrested, but officers are asking further witnesses to come forwards. A demonstration has taken place outside City Hall by those impacted by knife crime. Binning Knives, Saving Lives organised the rally that invited people to share their experiences of losing a loved one. They are campaigning for more bleed kits around the capital and want nobody else to go through the same losses.
How they work, they save lives. What happens if you're stabbed and I'm a passerby and I phone 999, the operator will straight away tell me where the nearest bleed kit is. So if there's a bleed kit in the business just over there, they'll tell me the bleed kit's over there. They'll stay on the phone with me whilst I go to retrieve the bleed kit from the business and come back to save the person's life until the ambulance arrives.
I want to turn my negative into a positive now and don't want another family to go through what I go through every single day. So that's why I want to try and do my fundraising. If there was a bleed kit when my son died, he'd still be here now.
Until you are actually one of those families, you don't realise how they hurt. You don't realise that what's going on around you. And this is why we are a close-knit community with the bereaved families. We all try to work together. We all try to support each other in what we do in our boroughs. And this is why we're here today, to support each other.
The annual London Home Movie Day is taking place at the Cinema Museum today. It gives members of the public a chance to have their old videos screened or restored by professional archivists. It's been going for over 2 decades.